I just spoke with Adrian Fenty, who's the mayor of Washington, D.C., and he and I both came up to endorse Mayor Bloomberg. A lot of people probably wonder why the mayor of Newark is jumping into New York City to endorse him, and frankly, I'm flattered that he asked me. This is the second event he's asked me to do. But the reality is you can no longer separate cities from each other. We all have interwoven destinies, and especially this metropolitan area, from planning, from Port Authority, trade issues, from business and transportation issues. It's so important to have that strong relationship with Mayor Bloomberg.
We would like to bring out the mayors, Mayor Michael Bloomberg, Mayor Cory Booker, and Mayor Fenty of Washington, D.C.
I'm thrilled to be here, especially with these two men who have been really a force of support and friendship and insight and wisdom in my life. We have a new America before us right now. The reality is we have a generation of Americans who drank deeply from wells of freedom that we did not dig. We've inherited a legacy of sacrifice and struggle, and now it is our turn to make a choice. There are some people who believe that democracy is a spectator sport, that you can sit on the sidelines, go home, sit on your couch with your remote control, give color commentary about what's going on. But the reality is we all know that nothing in life is given. As Frederick Douglass says, in life you don't get everything you pay for, but you must pay for everything that you get. So this is a full contact participatory endeavor. We have got to get involved. Now, I am blessed in the United States of America to look around and see young leaders, not just in mayor's offices, but frankly in the business community, the entertainment community, in teaching and working in our neighborhoods. We're all committed to being the next generation of Americans that see a greater future, greater possibilities. But again, change does not roll in on the wheels of inevitability. It must be carried in on the backs of people that are willing to struggle for it. Both Adrian Fenty and I had long days in our city, a lot of challenges, but both of us broke away to come here today for a reason. New York City, no matter what we want to say, is arguably the most important city in the globe right now.
Right.
And the reality is, where this economy goes, I'm not just talking about Wall Street, I'm talking about the millions of Americans who are involved in all sectors of this economy. Where this economy goes, the whole entire country will follow. I know of no greater leader in my life that has served to show an example of what leadership can be, not just from the mayor's office. Mayor Fenty and I joke that when it comes to mayors in America, from the mayor of Sacramento, the mayor of Philly, all of us who come to New York to sit with Michael Bloomberg and his team, we call him the Obi-Wan Kenobi of all the mayors in America. But the extraordinary thing about Michael Bloomberg is not just his experience, not just his wisdom, not just his focus on the issue, growing an economy that will serve everyone, keeping safety and our streets belonging to the people. It's not just those issues that I think that make him great. Because as much as Mike Bloomberg is New York's mayor, he's also America's mayor. He's challenged every single mayor in America, to ignore partisan lines, to come together, because the reality is this is not a nation about left or right, it's about moving forward. He's unified us about educational issues, about public safety and issues surrounding safety in our communities. He unified us around issues involving our economy. He's brought the mayors of America together to speak with one voice. So I may be a small voice, but I am lifting my voice and saying, and I'm telling you right now, we in our generation are going to do something for which we will be remembered. We in our generation will never be called to do freedom rides or to register people to vote at a time that could actually get you killed or ending up in a swamp someplace. But we have an obligation to show the same level of courage as we move forward our city and our nation towards its destiny. I believe, with the kind of leadership standing to my right in Adrian Fenty, I believe, with the kind of leadership that I am in awe of in Michael Bloomberg, that we in our generation may finally have an opportunity to bring truth to the words that our children say in a common chorus from coast to coast, that ultimately one day we will be one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's about now being a different kind of politics, creating a different kind of politics, which is really about bringing people together across political aisle, plus across geography, across race and across religion, unifying around our common interests. And that's what Bloomberg's been there for me. He stood up with me before I was mayor to talk to me about how to save money on our budgets, how to organize a parks foundation and a police foundation, so many things that very practically helped us with. But then he's joined us on a larger national stage to really fight for common issues that affect cities everywhere. And please understand, cities represent 80% of Americans live in cities or directly in their suburbs. So we have to start speaking with a common voice and not letting ourselves fall into these particularized differences that are really invisible lines that separate us. Because at the end of the day, we all share one common destiny, and I think Bloomberg understands that, he gets it, and I'm supporting him.
Why do you think Bloomberg targeted the African American or Black audience tonight and really reached out to you guys specifically?
I think that it's a difference maker in this election, and I had some direct conversation with him. His polling shows that the area that he could sort of seal this election in his lies in the minority community. And I think he is a little visionary in the sense that he understands that he's not going to cede any ground. He may be on the Republican ticket, but he's reaching out to African Americans and Latinos like no other because he's dealing with their issues. And whether it's education, whether it's small businesses, that he's done so much for helping small businesses, whether it's issues of public safety that particularly affect, frankly, African Americans who are victimized more than crime, more than any other segment, he's really been a fighter and shown tremendous progress. So I know there's a lot of folks that are frustrated with him for one reason or another, but the clear thing, I think, and most New Yorkers probably see that, is for the next 4 years, especially in this economic crisis, having Michael Bloomberg as mayor of this city is the best thing for him. But frankly, for us across the river in New Jersey, I can tell you frankly, for all of us New Yorkers, with Michael Bloomberg, who has been not only an advisor and helped us do very practical things that made impact in our city, but he's also a guy that really cares about Newark, is very concerned about what's happening, and has been willing to help us in very practical ways.
You seem pretty confident in his ability. Are you confident in his ability to actually win the election?
I am. I think that you can take nothing for granted. I think what Frederick Douglass said is so true, that in life you don't get everything you pay for, but you got to pay for everything that you get. So nothing is a layup. I said also in there, some of my remarks, that change does not roll in on the wheels of inevitability, which is a Martin Luther King quote, and that's very true. So he may be ahead, he may have a very high approval rating right now, but in politics, as in life, take nothing for granted. What's important to you, you focus on, you drive every day towards your goals, and if you have that kind of attitude, you're going to win, and I believe he will.
Good.